Welcome to the Skipcast. Molelo, thank you for being here and
It's
thank
awesome.
you.
Yes, our first episode, Wody.
Yes, this is super exciting. I'm really excited and I hope it's definitely the first of many.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So I'm glad you're here. You've got your show at last.
at last, I think, how long has this been?
Oh my goodness. It took as long as it took, but I'm so glad we're here.
Yeah, no, at last.
I'm excited. I mean, I think you are somebody who's you're going to do incredible things in the industry. But to get to work with you is going to be hashtag amazing.
I know my work is going to be better than that fire that you try to put together. I must just say he did. He tried really hard to.
There we go.
To get that going.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect fire.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about rugby and a lot more.
Yeah, so I think the biggest news in the moment in the rugby world is the nations champs that they want to, this concept that World Rugby has proposed. They tabled it last year, then someone leaked this whole story about what's going to happen and no one actually knew what was going on. A little bit of inside info, World Rugby didn't even know where this came from, so they had no idea. But then I think yesterday they sent out a statement in that video where they're like, okay, this is how it's going to work, this is what we're going to do. I personally, I love the idea. I think it adds some excitement to rugby, which is a scarcity at the moment. And also what I really like is that you're not actually going to know who's playing who at the end of the year. So you have your Six Nations teams, you have your rugby champs, and then the top two in the conference. I think the top two then play each other. So you actually don't know where your November test matches are going to be. I think that's quite exciting.
I hate it.
Of course you do.
No,
well, you hate Six Nations rugby. I don't actually understand why you watch rugby.
Let me tell you why I hate the concept for so many reasons. Like, first of all, right? So Southern Hemisphere rugby still hasn't got its thing together. It's like they're trying to do the Japan thing. They still haven't really got the Tri-Nations thing right. Even before, you know.
But I think also the problem, they don't have the money in the Southern Hemisphere that they have in the Northern Hemisphere. People are getting bored of it. Like if you watch Super Rugby, it's always the New Zealand teams that are winning. The Australian teams are coming through this year. I'm actually getting quite excited about that. We can chat about that.
Yeah, we'll chat to that.
But then also when you watch Rugby Championships, it's a New Zealand team. So there's no people are losing interest in it. When you go up to the Northern Hemisphere, Six Nations, and it's just like the money's there, people are watching, it's exciting, you actually don't know what's going to happen, especially this year with Wales doing their thing. But
I just hate the format because we already have a World Cup.
Yeah, but it's exciting to have something like this in between the World Cup. So
this is going to World Cup every year.
No, it's going to be every 2 years, I think.
But we have it's a World Cup. Now, the World Cup's not special. The special thing about the World Cup is that the Northern Hemisphere guys get to eventually go and come and show in a big setting like that the Southern Hemisphere. So let me go back to my reason why I absolutely hate the idea, even though I get the commercial side of it. First of all, South African rugby is still amateur, because none of it's privatized. So we haven't even explored professional rugby in South Africa yet, in the sense that the money hasn't really come into rugby. So I think where international rugby is struggling and where they have to really do it is that there's no money in international rugby. Now all the money is in the Premiership and France. So, but I hate the concept because the Southern Hemisphere hasn't even become professional. So, they haven't even explored being a professional run body.
But look at it from the other side. Don't you think the tier 2 teams are going to have a lot of benefit from this? Because they're also going to propose that into it. So now we're going to have tests in Fiji, we're going to have tests in Japan. It's going to be good for the tier 2 teams. So from that point of view, it's also good for rugby in general, that it's just going to be better.
Well, you've actually gone on to the next reason I hate it, is what they did with the USA and Japan coming in. That
was a leak that no one knew where that was coming from. The Pacific Islands were always going to be part of it.
But, I mean, to the point where they had to have a petition. But you
saw they were always going to be part of it.
But there's two sectors. You saw they in tier 2, not in the...
No, Fiji's part of the...
in the mix.
Fiji, so they go on the world rankings. So Fiji and Japan are... in the top 2. And the USA will play the other one. But then there will be promotion and relegation games.
Which is even more... So here's where it gets ridiculous. Why does it need a final? A league system... this is why Super Rugby is not cool. Don't need a final.
It's excitement.
It's not
people want to watch it.
But it's not a tournament. Make it a league. Because
it is a league. Then you have your league, you have your leaderboard, and then at the end it just.
Well, do you know why football works? Is the best team wins the system. This is why the Premier League or football.
Yeah.
Because it's not
fair. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't like a final for Super Rugby even or for anything. Because the best team doesn't always
necessarily
win.
win.
You can come fourth, or in the way Super Rugby is set up. I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah.
You can be eighth and win the tournament. So this obsession in rugby with a final is madness.
But it's also people want to see that. Fans want that final. The idea behind it, selling 70,000 tickets at £150 a ticket, kind of that's what they want, and people want to go.
But we got a World Cup for that. That's what.
But people can't necessarily always go to the World Cup.
Oh, I mean, no, not everyone can go to the FA Cup final. What are we talking about here?
I think it's exciting.
Because what I hate is rugby is already struggling to expand.
But don't you think this will help them?
No, I think you're diluting it by having a World Cup every year. Because now it's not special. Like the World Cup is in rugby especially and cricket, right? Two sports that are struggling to expand. It's still special, you know? Whereas, like I said, just have a league system. You don't need the final. So no. Augustine Pichot and the guys, they need to go back to the drawing board. Nice idea, but Vodi, it's a no from me.
No.
You love it,
I like the idea. I get your idea of a league system and not a final. That I get.
Yeah.
But the actual idea of having something like this, but then they're going to have to. Then the Six Nations is going to lose out on being the Six Nations. Because then you can't have that anymore. And that's never going to. No, those teams will never change that.
But I saw they're talking about having that as a promotion relegation. But then Italy are always going to get relegated.
No, so I think they will still be part of the Six Nations. But when they play the final or semi-final, they will go into
and they carry the points.
Then they will carry the points over. But they will still be part of the Six Nations. That will never change.
So Vodi, you've just reminded me of another reason. That I've got down why I hate it. It's like Super Rugby. You know why football beats rugby here again? And I love rugby. But don't make it complicated for the consumer.
Like Super Rugby format is, I don't know what they're trying to do.
Out of hand, right?
Yeah.
No, it's actually amateur.
Yeah.
So this expansion's a good idea. I think one Southern Hemisphere rugby is professional, but I don't know.
Yeah, but those don't really, again, coming back to the money, they don't necessarily have the money to make it that professional. But if they're not professional, why do they keep winning World Cup? Why do they keep winning the big test? Why do they
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have better athletes here. We're the production factory, right? And I think what we have to acknowledge, the Northern Hemisphere has always kind of taken other things more seriously. And now you can see in the last 10 years, they've got the Southern Hemisphere coaches.
Yeah.
Joe Smith, Warren Gatland, Eddie Jones. Yeah. I mean, although they did win with Woodward. But, Mitchell's come into that England setup. You see how Smith's taken a Southern Hemisphere model.
Yeah.
He took it overseas. And I was watching an interesting interview with Mark Yohane and the Money Man. They were talking about something which I've always said Joe Smith was doing. He took that New Zealand model over there. And, I think they've done incredibly to replicate the model. And they've got money, so they can really be dangerous.
Do you know what is going to be exciting? And not the next World Cup, the following one.
Yeah.
USA. They are pumping money into their rugby. Look at the way that their sevens guys are playing already. And they're professional.
What scares me about the USA is they're professional.
They've got so many people to choose from.
Exactly.
Already great athletes. If you look at the sevens guys, they're just athletes, pure athletes, coming off track and field and decided 6 years ago, okay, I'm just going to go play rugby, and then they are what they are. Now they're pumping money into it. And Sid was saying to me the other day that they wanted him, contract him to go play rugby in the USA.
Yeah.
Actually pay him.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a team to reckon with. And not this World Cup, not the next one.
When America gets serious about anything,
they're
not serious about soccer. Otherwise, they would be top 5.
They're going to be brilliant.
They are going to get serious about rugby.
Well, they're topping their log in sevens now.
No, they are something else. But so World Rugby thing, a yes for you?
Yes, for me.
I'm out. But tell me your reasons. I'm out.
No, yes for me, purely from the excitement, a little bit different, just having something else, not the same stuff over and over and over. But I think it's cool. You're going to have tests in different countries where you're not going to have tests before, like in Fiji and Japan.
Yep.
So creating that and people to watch. It's not going to happen next year. It's not going to happen the year after.
Yep.
Only 2022, I think, because also the Lions tour is also not getting affected.
Yeah.
So
that's important.
Yeah, no, that stopped. Then I would have been out.
Yeah, that's
then that would have. But I get it and I like it, but I also get your league.
But what are you saying about the players coming out and saying, what about the players resting? Like Farrell came out. I mean, a few guys have said, what about the player? So I'll let you answer two things. What about the player welfare? Because players are already playing way too much rugby, and rugby is just a demolition sport. You know, I mean, you're a health professional. And then what about it's just about the money. Like we don't need to expand. Rugby's in a good place. I think it's in a great place. Like the Six Nations is a great format, and Southern Hemisphere rugby, we're just getting started. We can see how the Jaguares are coming on, because it takes time to get good as well. I mean, how long the Jaguares been a part of it? 5-6 years now? And now they're only starting. You can see how good the Jaguares. So what about the too many players and players saying it's just about money?
So actually, the maximum amount of games that the people will play is 13 games. At the moment, they're playing between 12 and 14. Yeah. So it's not more rugby.
But the travel.
Yeah, so the travel side, Ross is going to a meeting now.
Who's Ross?
In
Some
Dublin.
people don't know who Ross is.
Sorry, Ross Tucker.
Yeah.
Ross Tucker is a professor in sports science, brilliant mind.
A leading guru.
Yeah, absolutely. He works for World Rugby. He's consulting for them, but he's actually going over to Dublin now.
And hopefully we'll hear more.
And hopefully when he comes back, we'll have him on the show and he can give us a bit more info.
Oh, it's a bit of a teaser. That's what we call in the industry, a teaser.
That's it.
Okay.
So he was a part of the travel plans and things.
But what's your take? What do you think about players saying it's all about the money?
Well, it's interesting because they're actually going to play less tests, so they're only going to play 11, the guys who don't go through to the semi-final and the final. So it's not about their actual welfare because they're actually playing less rugby. It's about they're not getting their test match fees anymore. Sure. So they're getting 3 games less. So what are they really complaining about? If they're playing less rugby and that's what they want, but then they're not getting their money anymore for their test matches.
So players must stop whinging.
So, yeah.
Stop whinging, guys. You're millionaires.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
So if they need to choose. Do I want the money and I play more tests, or do I want my welfare and I want to be healthy and then play less tests? Because that's what you're going to be doing.
I love it.
So...
Cool. What's our next subject there, Vody? Stop whinging, players. Vody said it.
Yeah, just harden up.
I love it.
Coming from a soccer fan, telling people...
And we're here to talk about rugby. Not the greatest sport.
I've been reading a little bit about the new Springbok contracting system that they're trying to bring into place.
Yeah.
They're kind of trying to get the whole central system going, but their egos are just too big. I actually want to swear when I say that. Just too big to accept that this is what we need to do. We need to go over to the way New Zealand's working. We need to go over to the way England's working, but they don't want to accept it. So the smaller unions don't want that because they're not going to have their votes anymore.
Of course.
So that's just actually pissing me off.
We can unpack that, the political side of South African rugby on another
podcast. Not right now because I'm not in the headspace to talk about that right now. So a group of 75 players. With
expanding the pool.
Just cool. They get ranked by position. I'm not sure how they're going to work that, what system they're going to work out for that. And then new generation players coming through. So it's cool. It's good for development. It's nice for the youngsters to come through.
So what do you think? You think it's...
But then, I don't know. I don't know. So, and then if the players play in South Africa, they kind of get a top up.
Yeah.
On top of that, which is funded by SA Rugby, which doesn't have money already to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. So where are they going to find this money?
I'm with you.
To top this up. I mean, if you look at the people playing in Japan for 2 months stint, they're getting more money there than they would have for winning the World Cup. No, winning the World Cup. So now if there's no, let's keep the players here. We want this. And then also they're scrapping the 30 cap rule.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I think it's good. I think the players should be allowed to play. I mean, I get it. If I can get paid that playing overseas, why would I want to stay? Would I want to stay here?
Yeah.
And then they have to be here for 14 weeks a year.
Yeah.
My concern is that we are going to lose a lot of big players, obviously, because they're going to want to go play. Well, actually, what would be interesting, and we need to look up on this, actually stats to see how many under 30 players actually leave.
Have started.
Have started leaving already, because that will obviously make a big impact on it. Is it just the big guys that leave after
a World Cup.
Yeah. Actually, we need to look up in the stats. So now the fans go to the stadiums to watch the big names play. Your Etzebeths, your Siya Kolisis, like those guys.
Yeah.
So they're not going to go there anymore. So they're not going to get the money anymore. The franchise is not going to be able to play for their players anymore. So then it's great for development for the youngsters, but there's not going to be any. Yeah. So that's a bit of a concern for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd go.
Yeah,
if I were the players.
Yeah.
But then I don't think it's going to be a concern for very long, because I do think our teams are going to become part of the Pro 14, and Super Rugby is actually going to fall away.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know the Stormers and the Bulls have looked at it already.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to it will be more money.
Yeah.
And it will be better time zones. And it would be interesting to maybe see, is it rather going to be like a Western-Eastern hemisphere split than a North-South?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think the contracting system is, it's like building the house from the roof. Well, that's not the problem. Because the one thing that everybody in the world struggles with, you can see the Northern Hemisphere leagues, like 50% of it now. Okay, maybe not 50. It's like 30% of the league is Southern Hemisphere players.
Yeah.
And most of those guys are guys that aren't good enough, because the great talent stays. So I'm not worried about the quality of players going. As far as I'm concerned, I watch enough of South African school rugby. Every year, 2 years, the All Blacks, the baby box and the junior All Blacks are in the finals, right? So what it tells me is we can produce players. I don't care about players going. Personally, I don't like the 30 cap rule being cancelled, because I want the guys who stay to be rewarded. But
you can't reward them.
No. I'm saying the reward is you get to play for the Springboks. So the guys who go, and in South Africa, there's obviously, and we can speak about it in another podcast, there's a unique context here. Safety. Guys don't just leave for money. Like money only makes you so happy. Some people, they have young families and they go, okay, it's about safety. I have my young daughter, young son, I want to live in the UK. Yes, it's for money, but also I want the safety of my family. So for every reward you get for leaving as a rugby player, so for all of that, the safety you get living in the Northern Hemisphere, and all of that, the guys who stay and live in a country, which according to some guys is unsafe and you can't raise a family, if you stay, you should be rewarded for that. I don't like this idea that guys should go and be able to come back as much as they like, because what about the local product? And I know that rugby fans love rugby, because when it's schools rugby, you can't go to any big games here without having 5,000, 10,000. I went to the Paul Derby last year.
Yeah.
So rugby in this country, when the people feel connected to the teams, right, that it's got nothing to do with a lot of the things we often talk about in the media, is people don't feel connected to these teams, and our unions aren't professional. The fans aren't feeling connected.
But then why would someone want to stay here?
What, the rugby players?
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm saying if the players are leaving because it's unprofessional.
So, but now it's kind of like you're holding this thing over them. Oh, you can be so much better than you are right now because we're not professional enough to give you and develop the talent we need to. Mm-hmm. But you're not going to be playing for South Africa. Yeah. So, a lot of these youngsters will be like, you know what, I can be so much better. I can earn a lot of money. Yeah. I go to France for 4 years and I play for the national team there.
No, great.
And I understand. And I understand that. Yeah. But I don't think we should keep holding this over our players' heads.
So, the argument is this, right? There's no money in international rugby. No. So, football, can't even get it right because you can't control the clubs. The clubs have the money, and it's becoming a game of economy.
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm saying privatize rugby in South Africa. That's the only way to do it because because we know it's not about talent anymore.
No, it's not.
It's about money.
You know that's never going to happen.
Well, we've got our issues in South Africa, but if we don't go that way, I still, first of all, do not allow guys who go overseas to play for Bok Rugby. That is something I'm stuck on. If you stay in this country, because the presumption also is
You're a soccer fan. This is what happens in soccer all the time.
No,
why?
Soccer and rugby are different.
Why?
No, the context of football. Football is an international game. Rugby only really has, 5 teams that can win a World Cup? It's still a tiny sport.
Okay, but then you go back to the nations champs, and that can actually then change that. There can be more teams that can be built up.
I don't think you need the Nations Cup to do that. You can develop rugby in the Northern Hemisphere.
But they're never going to want to go play somewhere else.
Who's that?
Then England's not going to want to go play in Fiji.
Yeah, well, what is that? Develop rugby in Fiji is what I'm saying. I'm saying just moving to Europe doesn't improve rugby here. Or doesn't make rugby worse here, in general. So you're talking about Fiji Okay, so are we going back to that first?
No. I'm
talking about Springbok Rugby. The talent's never going to be a problem here. I don't care if guys leave, because I know that talent is going to be a problem. The administration is the problem. This whole changing the contracts of the players, that's nothing. Change the administrators. Yuri Rusha must get out. Bok Rugby.
Okay, here we go. We're good. I'm going to lose you for like 5 minutes now.
Those guys need to get out. It's got nothing to do with the player talent. Every player who goes, the Dupree brothers must take dad with them. Everyone must go. Everyone must go. Because we keep producing world-class talent. We've got Grey Bloom, we've got the Paul schools, we've got Affis that churn out world-class talent every year. So we're never going to run out of talent in this country. And also this idea that everyone wants to leave South Africa is wrong. We know not every player wants to leave South Africa. Many players of all colours are happy to stay. So this idea that, guys, everybody wants to leave must stop being pushed, because it's not true. You know,
Who are you talking to?
No. I'm saying the media kind of purports like, oh no, everyone who's talented is leaving. No, they're not.
Huh?
Like, there's no players who leave in their prime.
Okay, but then this, I'm going to throw this to you. Don't you then think it's better to send our coaches overseas?
Now we're getting started. Get
the coaches to go,
100%.
they come back and do what they do. And then people would want to stay. So you don't have to hold that over their head. People would want to stay here.
The players?
Yeah.
No, I'm like
so
I said,
instead
get
of
administration, coaching, structures,
send them over.
Coaching, because it's not.
Or
like,
get those coaches, which is never going to happen. We're never going to have international coaches that will be allowed to coach here. So rather send our guys there.
And it's not like we're reinventing the wheel.
Or start
Graham
like
Henry
a
coached Wales.
Yeah.
And then, the guy Hansen coached Wales.
Yeah.
Gatland, we know he's going to come back. Like, we're not reinventing the wheel here, guys.
No.
Don't allow the guys, especially when they're young coaches. The Northern Hemisphere is still an easier place to learn. There's less pressure, because Super Rugby is as close to Test Rugby as you're going to get. You know, like, it's happening to Fleck now.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if we're talking about Fleck a little bit later, but he got a big job too quickly.
Yeah.
Super Rugby is unforgiving. It's close. It's so close to Test Rugby. The pace of it. Our athletes here.
Depends on which team you're playing. Let's be honest. If we're going to have two South African teams playing each other, it might not.
No. But anyway,
might not happen.
So no, Vodi, I'm out on the 30 cap rule. But I like what Rassi's proposing. Don't love Rassi, but I like the proposal. Expand the pool.
Yeah.
I like that. We need to expand the pool, and if we can find money to keep the players,
Yeah, where are you going to find it? You see where you're going to find it.
Rassi's promised it now. Now he has to go and find it. So, love the contracting system. Hate the letting guys who leave. If you leave South Africa, you shouldn't get to play for the Springboks. That's my take.
Okay. Let's talk about Fleck while you're bringing it up.
Oh, Robbie.
Old Robbie.
What's your take there? You're a Stormers fan.
I am a Stormers fan. Not a Fleck fan.
Tell us more.
Never been a Fleck fan.
Yeah. Why did they give him the job?
Who else were they going to give it to?
Oh, Vodi, give it to my dead grandmother. She died 15 years ago. She would have done a better job.
I don't know what. He was just getting fat there. I don't know. I don't know. Like, all of them are fat, though.
Well, the coaches.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Very few football coaches are fat.
Yeah. But the football coaches run up and down. They go absolutely crazy. So and that makes sense. They just sit in a little box.
It's also a professional sport, like that. You shouldn't be fat as a professional coach. No,
okay. Well, we can talk about that another time, because I know that's a very
anyway, that's its own thing. Yeah.
Like our cricket players.
Whoa, Vodi. Wow, it's out there now.
It is out there. I did say it. Why do
these guys get paid?
I don't get it.
Why is our whole cricket team's overweight? How are you overweight?
When you're playing for your national team, like, how does it? You get paid to do that every single day, and you're fat.
That's your job. Is be fit. You're like, it's not like you're a single mother, you know. Like, no. Like,
it's International Women's Day.
No, which is why I'm saying, like, a single mom, it's hard. Like, I have to take my kids. I have a job. You know, so you can.
But still, they find time to do everything.
Thank you.
This guy's sitting at Ocean Basket in Camps Bay and eating sushi the whole day.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to the Proteas.
Yeah. There you go. We're massive fans.
Robbie Fleck.
Robbie, I've never been a fan of Robbie. I don't think it was a very healthy culture happening at the Stormers. I don't think it was a very nice place to be. I even if you look at the players, how they're playing on the field, They just look like they don't want to be there.
They
Really?
are so badly coached.
So bad.
Like I remember under 14 rugby, under 14A rugby, right? We weren't that, like,
No.
the Stormers look like an under 14D team.
I don't know.
Just everything, the alignment's off.
Everything.
Buddy, we're like,
No, I don't. I can't even give you an answer. I can't.
it's unbelievable, eh?
Yeah. Now, Dobson, I mean, he was great at Western Province. He's
Yeah.
a great coach. He's a brilliant man.
Yeah.
Super intelligent. So I think, I read his 2 books, by the way. They're really good.
Who,
The
Dobson's
Turn of.
book?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're really fun to read.
Where do you get time to write a book if you're a coach? That already worries me.
He did lots of things in his life.
Oh, you should be coaching.
Yeah.
I'd like you to coach.
you
Don't be writing books. Like rugby's a full-time job.
Anyway, he's a brilliant man. I think he's super intelligent. I think he's gonna do well. It's interesting that they're doing it now, though. Like, so in the beginning of the Super Rugby chat, like, why are they announcing it now?
You know what? I spoke to a friend, and he actually predicted this. I was saying to him, fire Fleck after the disaster after game 1.
Yeah, but is Fleck just going to be there now,
Yeah.
and then Dobson's actually going to coach them, or Fleck's going to be the...
Well, I think he's what I like about him is he's already in the system.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay for someone else, and we know their administrative problems are.
Well, what's his name's also leaving?
Khatsmal's already
at
signed
the
in
end of
Japan.
March.
Yeah.
Like, how do you leave in the middle of a... Now bringing Paul True in
Oh my goodness!
as what's a performance and innovation manager?
Even if Paul True's cool, the vibe's off.
No, I love him.
Yeah, but
like,
the
I love
vibe's
Paul.
off now. He has.
But that whole thing that was happening there, I've got no clue. But anyway, he got this title now and this job where they're like providing support for Western, like for the players and the coaches. And I'm not sure.
Hate it. Hate it.
I don't know what they're trying to do.
Hate it. Killed his career. Hate it. Hate it.
Maybe they're trying to groom him to take over as director of rugby.
Maybe.
the
And I think
Stormers.
he'd be good. I mean, but the vibes. Do you know who's the worst part of the Stormers situation? Fleck's a disaster. Hey, like we can all admit that.
No, we can all admit that.
Dobson's not much better. I don't know if he's cut to win Super Rugby, but whatever.
But let's give him a chance.
And he'll
Let's
be
not
good.
put him. No, it's not. That's not.
As a Stormers fan,
Yeah.
give him a chance.
Give him a chance.
He's also royalty down here. You know, the Dobson family, well known in and around a big school here. They've all come through one of the prominent schools in Cape Town, and they're an established family here. So give the guy a chance.
I say give him a chance.
You know who didn't get enough flack in all of this disaster? The players. Listen here.
Not just even the players, sorry, even their fitness coaches, because the guys are not fit.
No.
I don't know what their bios, like their fitness coaches, like, what were they doing? The strength and conditioning coaches.
I was at the Stormers training centre the other day.
I
couldn't believe they were
don't
professional
know.
sportsmen.
I mean, when I was working with the Sharks, and I love the Sharks,
Yeah, when
but
you were
it's
young.
just when I was young.
Yeah.
Young and
Better and
nicer. And
Yeah.
when I was working there, just their whole system, their whole medical, just how everyone goes from, you go to physio, or doctor, physio, bio, you go, like everything just works. It's just a system that works.
Yeah.
And that year they did win the Currie Cup.
Yeah.
Just add, they beat the Stormers.
Oh, when you were working there, and then okay, all right.
They beat the Stormers 30-10.
It wasn't the fact that they had John Smith nose oaks, but it was Bodie.
No, it was me. Of course it was me.
Sure.
But just the way that they work, the way that they're rehabbing guys, and the guys come, they just put their brains to it and actually do something about it. Yeah, I just feel like the guys can't even balance on a freaking Bosa ball. Like, I mean, and being in this profession, like this is like basic stuff.
No, I was at the Stormers the other day and I saw all the players. I couldn't believe they're professional players.
No.
Like so many of them are genuinely chubby. Like not like, oh, okay, is he just a big built
Not
guy?
like Kitsov. I mean, Kitsov is flippin'
No,
strong.
but you
like,
can see when somebody's
he's strong.
You know,
But
like
no.
I've been around elite sportsmen.
You know what the
Those
one thing
guys
is?
are chubby.
Like, they don't have, they
They
don't have muscle.
They look like butt. In South Africa, we have a term called butt. Like it's like who can crunch the most weights in the gym. They're not like built for what you need. Like it's why I can't get behind a guy. Even a guy like Itzebeth, I can't get behind him. Like you don't need your arms that big, dude. Brody Letalik doesn't have. You don't need to look that big.
Yeah,
Play
okay,
that big.
but
anyway, so Fleck disaster.
No, Fleck's a disaster.
Dobson, give him a chance. Western Province, sort it out. Is
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's a joke now.
No,
Like,
but the management needs to change
it's a
completely.
joke.
All of them need to go.
And it's sad because I mean this is one of our traditional powerhouses. We know it's good for South African rugby. And another thing that needs to get it together is the Bulls, but we'll talk about that another time. When the Bulls get it together and Province are strong, with 2007, we saw what happened.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are not far behind.
They're my team. I don't want to talk about them. Swace. Swace is on my naughty list.
Why is Swace on your naughty list? What did he do?
You see how badly I don't want to talk about it, Vody. What are we talking about next? I promise not to get emotional about Swace.
Really?
Yeah, I've got to stay faithful.
No, but let's just give you 2 minutes of getting emotional about it.
Swace.
2 minutes.
Swace. 1 year, and we were in the final last year, and we are terrible now. The Stormers' loss is one of the worst performances. At 14-3 up, he doesn't take the penalty to go 17-3 up. It's in front of the poles, and you seal the game, and then you... Yeah. No, I'm not going to get emotional, Vody. What are we talking about next? I'm not going to cry on TV. Let me put another log on the phone.
I just need to get over this. I asked you...
Bloody Swace.
With this Super Rugby going now, who players to watch?
Players to watch. So my first one is Mo'unga, who I think is actually... And I'll tell you why I think Mo'unga is the guy. I've seen... Especially in the, I don't know if you saw the Ireland test last year when Ireland beat the All Blacks.
Yeah. In which one? The first one or the second one?
No, the Northern. No, that was the American one. That was 2 years ago in Chicago. No, last year was in Ireland. But anyway, when Mo'unga came on and Barrett went to fullback, I realized Barrett's too one-dimensional. If you don't have go forward ball with Barrett, he doesn't have.
If he doesn't have a Rolls Royce pack in front of him.
If you're not going forward.
Yeah.
Because he needs to play on the advantage line, and his threat is that he's like having a wing there. He can't territorial kick. He cannot. He's now shown. And a huge problem with Barrett, having Barrett on the field, is under pressure. We saw it again in that Ireland game, and he cost them in the British and Irish Lions series. People don't admit it, but in the draw, that last game, and the game before which they lost, he missed 9 points in the first one. He missed 6 points in that game with that... that penalty, not penalty, offside thing in the final game. Barrett, kick the points. This is where Carter separates himself. So I would play Mo'unga. I think Hansen is actually, I promise you, I think Mo'unga is going to be the number 10. So he's
starting number 10 in the World Cup.
I think he's going to be the number 10 because I think he's more three-dimensional. And Mo'unga is a fantastic runner with ball in hand as well. I mean, he's not Barrett. No one's that. But I think Mo'unga's my guy to watch for the Crusaders. I think they're going to win it again. Scott Robertson's just unbelievable. And they've got a great team.
They're playing the Chiefs tomorrow.
So who's your player to watch? Mo'unga's my guy.
Well, I get why,
yeah,
but I might disagree with you
of course,
on him and Barrett. Barrett has not been at his best.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, he played quite well this morning.
Yep.
The Hurricanes beat the Highlanders. But I think Mo'unga is he's the flavour of the month at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing, he's exciting to watch, he's masterful, he's got a really cool head about him, and he does have an electric running game, like you said. But I just think he's not tested enough yet.
To be the All Black 10.
To be that guy that will do that for the 10. If you put a good pack in front of him, remember the pack, like New Zealand also has been a bit off lately. If you have that pack in front of Barrett, he's unstoppable.
He is unstoppable.
So I think it's been easy for us to focus on Barrett's really shitty games lately, but and he has been struggling. But I don't know. He's a real game changer, and his experience just will come through in a World Cup. I do think Richie is going to get a start in the Super Rugby coming up, in the Rugby Champs coming up. But
I think you stick with Barrett.
Yeah, I think he's going to feel the pressure coming through now, but I think he'll be able to get over it and get his game back on.
You know what I might do is I might even say 60 minutes Barrett to fullback. That's what my idea. Yeah, because when it's crucial, I want Mo'unga to kick for the place kick. Because Barrett's shown now.
I won't start Richie on 10.
Okay, so you reckon?
No, I'll start Barrett. I'll get him there and then I'll move him.
Cool. Who's your second player?
England, Billy.
Vunipola.
Yeah,
the brothers. Both injured though. But
both injured at the
moment.
But jeez, they're unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. He's a Rolls Royce number 8. He is serious.
Having him
he's like Zinzan Brook kind of. We haven't seriously. He's like a proper tough guy with skills.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that. I mean, he's like.
I mean, he's 188. I think he's 128 kilograms, and he can actually move.
Yeah, no, he's the only thing he doesn't have is unfortunately the injuries, and the reason why he'll never be Kieran Reid, besides not playing in the All Blacks, is that Kieran Reid is almost like having a fly half at number 8. You know, he's like a thinker. But Volleyball is your other guy player to watch.
I think he's mine. Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, Lau Mape at the Hurricanes.
How's that?
No, he's sick. He's oh my god. But I think
he's a massive guy.
He's huge, and he's like 22, by the way. I was looking at his age. I thought he was
22. Yeah.
He's so young, and the top try scorer from inside centre last year.
No, he's
but
brilliant.
I think the All Blacks are just so spoiled because they've got Crotty at 12. They
Like
and Sunnyball's back.
Okay,
and
Sunny
Nonu's
Ball,
back.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's
no, they're all back.
Yeah.
How do you looking at freaking South Africa? We don't have one centre.
No.
I mean, you have flippant Damien. Don't get me started.
Say his full name.
Say his full name.
He might appear. Our centres are the least creative.
I mean,
no, Vodi, they are scary. It's like it's nothing. There's nothing happening in our centres. In fact,
then you have Damien de Allende. Do you know what was scary?
Yeah.
So I was talking to someone the other day, and they're like, "Oh no, Jean de Villiers really enjoyed playing with Damien de Allende." I was like, "What?"
No, he was.
No, but Damien was good when you have Jean on your inside. Anyone can be good when you have Jean on your inside, let's be honest. Now, Damien can't carry the ball into contact. He carries the ball in the wrong hand. How can a coach never have taught him to carry the ball in his other hand to go into contact? Either he goes in, he loses the ball, or he can't freaking pass the ball, or he just, I don't know what he's trying to do. And he's going to be our freaking center in the World Cup. I don't understand it. I don't understand
Our
it.
centres are horrendous.
No, they're horrendous.
It would be better for the Springboks to play with no centres. We should have 13 players. It will be more effective.
Rather, do you know what I would like to see with the Springboks?
Yeah.
Start. What's our team's name?
I don't. Pollard.
Pollard.
At 12.
Start him at 10. Move him to 12.
Ooh, and put Elton at 10.
Ah.
The problem is they both couldn't tackle a fish supper, Vodi. Yeah.
I want to see that. That will work.
Vodi, that'd be the Autobahn highway for any attack. Neither of those guys.
No, Pollard's playing.
They couldn't tackle.
Okay, shame. Poor
my
Elton.
niece, who's just turned 5.
Okay, Elton's also one of my players that I don't necessarily want to talk about. But poor Elton, yeah.
I don't mind Elton. He just can't tackle.
Good. He can't tackle, but he can at least kick.
And Pollard, I don't know why you're so big, bro. Because you can't tackle either. I don't mind Pollard with ball in hand, but come on, bro. 100.
No, I'd play him. I would move him.
Anyway, but I you know, I actually like our fly half situation.
Yeah.
It's just our centres.
Our centres.
Anyway, they've got La Mape. So La Mape is my other guy.
So
And your last player? Do you have another one?
So actually, I think Quade Cooper.
Oh,
he's coming back.
He really has come back. The Aussie sides are looking fantastic.
He's coming back.
I'm loving him. And
I mean, going to the Rebels. I mean, he got kicked out of the Reds.
He's been kicked out
I don't know how that guy came back from that, but he's playing. I mean, the Rebels beat the Brumbies today.
And they had 13 men.
And they had 13 men. So I think Quade Cooper is someone to watch for coming back.
But remember, it's the Reds combo. They're back together.
They are.
Yeah, him and Guinea. So they clearly have a connection. They have a serious connection.
Working.
Yeah,
the Australian teams are coming back.
They're awesome.
They are coming back.
Awesome. And you know who I love? Northern Hemisphere Rugby. My guy is Liam Williams. I think he's because Ben Smith's injured too often.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to an end. I mean, he's still the best 15 in the world. And I think Liam Williams might be the best fullback in the world at the moment. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of my favorite rugby player of all time, Christian Cullen. And what I love about Liam Williams is because he's a big guy. He's like well over 100 kgs, but he moves.
Yeah.
And
I love these massive players who can freaking move with ball in hand.
And he's got such great skills. But he's also maybe the best under the high ball. Maybe him or Folau.
Oh, that's something we also don't have in our country.
Yeah. Well, we're talking. Yeah. So Liam Williams. I mean, I don't know if you saw the England game, but his under that high ball performance is the best I've seen.
Yeah.
Seriously, it is the best I've seen. Since when Ben Smith was at his peak, I've never seen a guy like that under the high ball.
Yeah.
And Falau's special, of course, he's got the Aussie rules background. But Liam Williams as well, I love that his first thought, and I haven't seen this from the Northern Hemisphere fullback since probably Jason Robinson for England in 2003 at their peak, attack.
Yeah.
Very few Northern Hemisphere guys they all want to kick it. I mean, you look at like Halfpenny,
Yeah.
Mike Brown for England. Kick,
Yeah.
kick,
Yeah,
kick. And, Carney at Rob Carney for Ireland. Kick, 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 and play that. But Liam Williams is just, he should be playing for the Crusaders. The guy's unbelievable. So that's my player to watch.
You know, talking about best players in the game, I was reading an article the other day that said Malcolm Marx, best hooker in the world.
No. No. You know what? I want to save that Malcolm Marx talk. No. But Malcolm Marx is... He's. You know what makes me sad about Malcolm Marx? He's our best flank.
Yeah.
That's what makes me sad. It's like, how bad are our flanks?
He really can steal a ball.
He's our best flank. He's our best ball carrier and our best... He's probably our best defender as well. Like, he makes the most big hits and he's a flank. I don't know, because he can't throw a line out. I don't care what the statistics say.
There was a statistic that said he got the lines, he got 90% success rate in his line outs. 90%.
No. I got no problem with Malcolm Marx. I'm a Lions fan. But Malcolm...
He's such a nice guy. I love him, Malcolm. I love you. But
just move to flank.
Work on your line outs.
No, moving to flank. It's too late. The guy can't throw it, buddy.
He's not going to be able to move to flank now. No, you can't. You can't move him now.
Well, because who have we got at open side? Just put Sia at blind side and get rid of... Peter Steph Totoy is too slow to play flank. Put him at lock.
You know I like Peter Steph.
Oh, put him at lock. Because he's
Wouldn't
way
you
too
put one of
slow.
the Dupree bars at flank?
No, Jean-Luc Dupree, especially now that Whiteley's injured. Jean-Luc Dupree at the back of the scrum. Because Jean-Luc Dupree is our Rolls Royce.
No, but you see, it wasn't him scoring all those tries for the Sharks now, it was his brother.
Yeah, no.
Like some brilliant tries from the back, Dan.
Yeah.
But I will put Jean-Luc at the...
Oh no, Jean-Luc's...
No, he has to be in the squad.
And
if he's not in the squad, then I'm actually...
You know he's signed. Hey? He's also going with his brother at the end of the season. All three, they're taking the whole package. The Sharks might go. It's just it's all Dupree incorporated. But
yeah, no. So.
I'm not kidding. Jean-Luc Dupree is a Rolls Royce of a rugby player.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like him in this country.
He's fast. He can move. He can do everything. No, if he's not in that squad, then I don't know.
Whiteley's out now for 8 weeks. If he's not the guy starting for us,
but Whiteley can't be that guy anymore. He's injured all the time.
It's a problem.
He's slow. He's not. Yeah, I'm talking about
the injuries are costing.
The injuries are really costing him.
Yeah, and you know
he was a great player. He was great, but no, he just no.
It's a big loss. I'll tell you why Whiteley's such a big loss is he's probably our only real captain. Because you know me and Dwayne Vermeulen. I don't want to get into that.
Please no, we're not. We're going to be talking for the next 5 hours about that.
Huge loss. But yeah, Liam Williams, my guy. Oh, Liam Williams, big up. Christian Cullen's my favorite rugby player, and he reminds me of Christian Cullen. Like the poor man's Christian Cullen. Let's be clear. yeah, like he's a good player, but Christian Cullen, no one's that. No one's ever been that.
Let's finish off with our rugby fixtures for this weekend.
What we got going there?
So the Hurricanes played the Highlanders this morning. In a 25-22 win.
Test match. Yeah.
And the Rebels Brumbies, like you said, 30 men on the field, and they still ended up winning.
Unbelievable.
How is that?
The Aussie teams are back. You know, the All Blacks, the New Zealand teams play Test match rugby. It's It's because all of them are skilled. It's like the props are like good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to say they play Test match rugby, because Test match rugby is a bit more boring, a bit more conservative. They actually run, they move, they run with the ball.
They shuffle the ball out of contact. Like the South African teams can't do that. Like we don't have.
No, South African.
Okay, let's not compare that.
Yeah,
apples and pears here.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say, but they play exciting rugby. They play running rugby. They move. It's just a different level.
You know what I love about it, and I don't know what you think about this, is watching New Zealand teams. It's almost like, okay, we're going to pick 15 guys who can play rugby, and then we'll pick your physical stuff. Yeah. Like, can you play rugby? No. Okay, you're not in.
Yeah.
Like, we can find somebody who's 120 kilograms and has scrumming technique. We're not going to pick you because you're big.
Yeah.
So I was watching this morning, some of the props are doing things which our centers can't do. Like shuffling in contact, running at space, offloading in props.
Offloading in a tackle.
And even with the pods, like the decision making, like, are we going to go to the back line or are we going to go to the pod?
Yeah.
And are we going to, like, the props are doing things that our fly halves can't do.
Yeah. Did you see that try by the Crusaders last week? That was probably one of the best tries in 2019. In the first few seconds of the game.
So it's what the kids are calling redonkulous.
Yeah, the kids.
It was redonkulous.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used that word.
No, well, you're not a kid.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's International Women's Day. Shout out to
Yeah,
my
it's
mom.
all the women out there. So the Crusaders are playing the Chiefs tomorrow. I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs.
The betting guys are saying 5.5 points, which is huge. That's a try, more than an unconverted try.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so they're giving the
what they're
Crusaders.
saying?
Yeah, the Crusaders are basically
know, I
starting
would
at -5. That's a lot. Yeah, the Chiefs
So
are
the
a mess.
Chiefs, they've been in 7 consecutive finals. I'm not going to hold my breath that they're going to make it very far in this competition.
So they've got problems, right?
No, they do.
Yeah, I mean,
but even Mackenzie is
Yeah.
not. He's having some shockers.
Yeah, he had so Vody, New Zealand rugby is actually having a little bit of a
Yeah.
thing because first of all, Mackenzie wasn't supposed to be playing. So I don't know if you guys remember
Yeah.
the last World Cup they did the load management thing for their players. So now what's happened?
That's why they took Retallick off last week, I think.
Exactly, but in New Zealand rugby, by the way, if guys don't know, is it's not prescribed. So it's not actually written on paper. It's always been done in good faith that the All Blacks are the most important.
Yeah.
But now it seems guys are moving away from that because I was reading some articles in the New Zealand Herald or I can't remember, one of the New Zealand papers.
Yeah.
And they were talking about guys like, guys shouldn't have played. The agreement was actually you don't play the New Zealand players until week 4. You
Yeah.
reintegrate the guys.
Yeah.
They come back. But I mean, Barrett came back.
Barrett was
He played
playing.
from game 1.
Kenzie was playing. Retallick was playing.
And Retallick's come off 2
Whitelaw
massive.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing. And what's quite interesting is, we've always admired their ability to control the unions. And I'm going to go to Joe Schmidt seems to have done it in Ireland. I was reading something that actually Joe Schmidt wrote it it's written in the law there that if you pick a guy and I say you have to rest him, I don't pick him for Ireland.
Yeah.
So the clubs are actually, it's sensational that Joe Smith's been able to do it, but the difference between New Zealand and Ireland is in Ireland it's actually written. It's contractually down that you may not play a player if Ireland, and you can see what they're reaping those rewards now. So New Zealand are struggling to control their unions now because it's not on paper and so Mackenzie cut his honeymoon short, by the way. Like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, you're saying it's crazy.
No. Well, it's probably, listen, I think it's crazy to get married, but I mean, we're not here to discuss that. I think it's crazy that they're unable to, this model we've always admired, is it crumbling a bit, Rody? And the Chiefs are showing...
They're not, so they...
Yeah, and I think what's happening is the coach, you know what's happening?
They lost to the Brumbies, 54 at 17 or something. Lost to the Sunwolves.
Yeah.
At home.
No, something's wrong there. Something's wrong.
Massive.
And there's something wrong internally at the Chiefs. I actually want to talk about that next week a little bit. The coaching situation is not what it should be, and guys are unhappy at the Chiefs. So.
Yeah. And then, so I definitely think Crusaders are going to win that. I think Crusaders is going to win the...
What did you say? What's your... Because next week I want to know how many points do you think?
Crusaders how many points?
Yeah.
I'm not good with guessing the points. Let me think about this. And then...
Okay, well, I got Crusaders by 15.
Yeah, I was going to say around about there.
I'm
if
saying
I have to
35. Sorry, by 25. Sorry, 35-10.
Oh, 35-10.
I'm saying 35-10 Crusaders. You can come back to yours. Go to the next game. Go to the next game. We'll come back to it if you think about it. But you say Crusaders for the win, huh?
Yeah, Crusaders for the win, definitely, yeah.
Crusaders at home.
Crusaders are playing at home. Last week there was a bit of a confusion with them in the Reds.
Oh, that was
the Sansa thing. But it would be interesting. Let's leave that for Raz, so he knows a lot about the rules and things, so he can talk about it. Blues, Sunwolves. I don't think the Sunwolves are going to win another one there.
Sunwolves at home.
No, they're playing the Blues away.
They're both, the Blues are terrible.
They are, but I don't think after last week, I don't know.
Yeah, Sunwolves are good.
They are.
Yeah, they're good. They're well coached.
They beat the Bulls.
Yeah, they're well coached. The Sunwolves are really, really.
Yeah.
They've got everything that the South African rugby doesn't have. Whoever's, whoever's not even the coaching staff, whoever's doing the stuff behind. You can see like the players get it.
The Sunwolves are like, you never know. I mean, the Blues aren't playing well at all. So imagine if they get a 2 out of 2 while they're over there.
So are you picking the?
I'm gonna go with the Blues though.
Blues. Okay, I say Sunwolves by 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the Sunwolves and I'm loving Gerry van der Heever. My man.
Waratahs Reds.
Great game because both teams are Australian rugby's back. But I think the Reds are doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are playing. They're playing away.
Yeah, but the Reds
But
are doing
they're still. I think
Yeah,
they're going to do it.
They're doing it. Yeah.
And then the Lions are playing the Jaguars. I think the Lions will take that away.
Yeah, altitude.
And then Bulls Sharks. That's going to be quite a good one.
Buddy, that's a big game.
Yeah, that's a big game, I think, for the
Bulls, for some reason, are 5.5 points favourites here again, which is, guys, if you're betting people, for those that are betting me, I take the money.
Yeah.
Because
I'll
Bulls
take it.
by 5 is crazy. The Sharks are the form team.
They were. They were.
Until the Stormers.
Until the Stormers beat them at home. Now they're playing the Bulls at home. Well,
altitude.
So, and the Bulls are on form. They came off a big win against the Lions last week. Lions at home, and they beat them.
Sways.
And the Sharks just came off that loss against the Stormers. So, in the Shark Tank. So
what are you saying?
I'm gonna go with Bulls.
Bulls looking good. Dwayne Vermeulen fitting into that pattern.
He is. He is. No, but I mean, he's made for Bulls rugby. He's made for Bulls rugby.
1920s rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dwayne Vermeulen could maybe tighten up the physique a bit. He's a bit chubby.
It's all those.
And not very good. No.
No, don't let. Okay, he's got experience. He's going to play. You know, he's going to play World Cup.
He's
So
not
let's
very
just.
good,
And then the Stormers have got a bye this weekend.
So what
What did you say? Bulls Sharks? You just ran past that one.
No, I said Bulls.
Okay, I'm saying Sharks.
Are you saying Sharks?
Yeah, I think what they're going to do, I think the Sharks have one
I want
hope.
the Sharks to win.
They have one hope, because what I love about the Sharks team is their loose forwards are dynamic and they've got a great back line.
No, they do.
So I think what the Sharks need to find a way is get the ball away from the ruck as quick as possible, get those big boys running up and down, and see if you can tire the Bulls out. That's what I if I'm what's it?
I've got my heart is telling me that the Sharks are going to win.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just because I really love them.
And also Dupree, stop playing your son. If you guys are leaving next year, put Kerwin Bosch in. But anyway, so if Dupree incorporated, get the ball wide, I reckon.
Sharks will take it.
I'm saying Sharks by 5.
By 5.
Take the money there. The bookies say Bulls
as 5.5 point favourites. There's no ways they're going to beat the Sharks by 5 points. I don't think. So if you've got money to put on, I'd put it on the Sharks.
On the Sharks.
Yeah, with the 5.5 point head start.
Yeah, look, it's something. I just have this thing that the Sharks might win tomorrow. But I said that last week that the Stormers might beat the Sharks at home. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to these predictions, and I'm saying the Sharks by 7.
Sharks by 7.
Yeah. 27-20. Close game. Look on your arm in the corner to win it.
Oh, I love him.
Oh.
There's our centre. There's our centre.
Oh, my goodness. Wonderful play.
Yeah, so but that's going to be a good game tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, Bodie.
I think, yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Episode 1 in the bag.
Yes.
Can't wait till next week. Guys, thank you very much. Check it out from the bleachers. So Bodie will be doing, look out for great content. You're going to be interviewing some interesting people from around the world of rugby and a bit more lifestyle stuff. So this has been episode 1 of the Skip Pass podcast. Bodie, how do you think it went?
I just know that you're always going to argue with me, so that's something I'm going to have to get used to. But yeah, I enjoy it.
So guys, look out for it. We'll have guests on here to kind of separate us, and it won't be Bodie hurting my feelings all the time. So we'll have hopefully some very interesting guests.
It was fun though.
Hey?
It was fun.
It was great fun, and episode 1 in the bag, and so proud to have it launched. So check us out on From the Bleachers, FTB TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Until next week, Bodie.
Yeah, enjoy the weekend.
Yes.
Let's hope you win some money in the betting if you do bet. But I've got a feeling I'm going to have something to explain next week when my predictions are wrong. My predictions have been so spot on every weekend, and I know now the one that I've actually put it out there on air. Now I'm going to be like completely wrong with everything.
Good one.
I just know.
Well,
I was chatting to Johnny Gurman, and he liked all these predictions, and I said, nah, I don't agree with this. And I literally got every single one right. He's like, yeah, I should have listened to you.
Shout out to our boy Johnny Gurman.
Yeah.
Johnny, if you're watching, shout out to you. Well, Bodie, next weekend we'll be back to check up on all the predictions.
Yeah, great. Have a nice weekend.